You might remember such areas from such videos as a Capra going off cliff. We're out here with the 18th scale Capra, the UTB18. It's right there. And we're just gonna do some rock crawling. This UTB18 has been fully upgraded, so it's got all of the available Axial upgrades. I've also swapped wheels and tires from the 155s that come with. Pretty light foams in that, and once you add all of the weighted accessories like the portal box brass covers and brass hexes and all of the metal links, it does tend to fold those wheels and tires over a fair bit. So what we're going to do here is run it with some 1.9 higher axes. These are the 4.19 size, so not mega tall tires, but still pretty big on this 18th scale Capra. Now, it's called 18th scale, but in reality, I would say it's probably closer to 14th scale, 13th scale. So we're gonna see how it performs with all of these upgrades and have some fun while we're at it. So we're gonna actually, we'll do a commentary the whole way through. That's the goal. No slow motion today, just all real-time, real-world testing. What I do like is how easy it is to get in here and connect the battery. I think I might even be able to do this one-handed. This is some of the best November weather I think we've ever had. It's gorgeous. Hey, look at that, one-handed battery installation. And you just snap that down, and good to go. I think that's gonna do it. Off we go. Now, in addition to all of the weighted accessories, I've also installed the overdrive front gears set. So we're gonna see how this little guy does. So much wind. Now this little area here is one that I've used a number of times in a number of videos. And despite its diminutive size, it seems to be doing a fairly decent job so far. Now here's where things do get a bit tricky. This is obviously a smaller truck, so probably won't be able to make that one, but let's see if we can cut it over this side here. Just get it to grip. Look at all that wind. And there it goes. Nice. That's a good little tiny truck. Now, of course, I've obviously ruined the performance by putting a much larger wheel and tire combo on there. But I did want to see how it did with a bigger tire. It's still going downhill quite nicely, nice and controlled. That ESC has a pretty good low end. Ah, that's nice. All right, let's find another obstacle. Now, you've probably seen a lot of videos of the Capra UTB18 in its stock form, but probably not many with all of the upgrades already installed. And that was sort of the goal today, was to see how this truck does with a few of those upgrades. Oh, nice job, little Capra. Now that 380 motor obviously is pushing a lot more wheel and tire and a lot more weight because we've got all of those accessories installed. A lot of brass to help keep that weight down low. Now, I don't know what's under all these leaves, so nice. For a little tiny ESC, it certainly has enough of the kind of the gusto to get it moving if it needs to. Lots of wheel speed still, but still a nice low end. I do like all the lights, and I love that they kept a full-size servo on this car, because I think with these minis, that's one of the kind of big setbacks is sometimes the servo can't keep up with the rest of the vehicle. Now, if you get a good look at that axle there, you can see the brass portal box. And that's not rotating mass, that is on the actual portal box, so that's where you want the weight, not rotating. And I am using a plastic wheel here. These just have a metal beadlock ring on the outside from Locked Up RC. But that is the Vanquish plastic wheel. Let's see if the overdrive front helps get us up over this root system here. And I think the thing that always suffers at this smaller scale, nice, is the fact that there is not a lot of overall mass. And when there isn't a ton of mass, it's hard to sometimes crawl up over an obstacle. Lots of good articulation though. Those little shocks are oil filled and they do a good job. I did find the stock ride height to be a little bit high. Oh, that wind is absolutely crazy today. I did find that stock ride height to be a little overall tall. And I can tell that, you know, there's definitely going to be a motor upgrade in my future. That stock 380 brushed motor is a bit on the weak side overall, but let's see if we can pull ourselves up here. Yes, exceptional. Well, this area looks really familiar. I wonder if that's the, ooh, yeah, that's probably the same area where I dropped the last one. But to its credit, nothing broke on that run, except my pride. A lot of people, when this first came out and they first saw the videos, I think a lot of people thought it looked a lot like a toy. You know, it's small. The plastic beadlock rings were painted, and that did not look great, I'll be honest. But you know, having a few moments with it here out on the actual rocks, it's a pretty darn good little buggy. And of course, it's not going to handle the same kind of terrain that the larger Capra would, or anything you know, larger, but it's not a disappointing adventure. You know, this is still doing pretty darn good. ESC is a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't have an incredibly good range, you know, compared to something larger. I mean, it's just the stock ESC, so can't expect too much, but certainly has enough punch. The fact that it's a portal-based truck or buggy definitely helps with clearances. There we go. Ride that route. I think we're probably going to top out here. Yeah, I've already bound up the rear axle there, so let's see if we can fix that. No. Oh, not bad. Not bad. I think we're probably stuck right where we are. Again, obstacles not meant for something so small, but pretty planted, all things considered. This is an area I routinely test as well. It's a pretty, I wouldn't say vertical climb, but a near vertical, and definitely challenging for most larger scale vehicles. Let's see how the little mini UTB18 Capra does. And it's just about getting that front tire to hook a little bit and clearing that root on the right side. We can do that. We can do anything. And I think that one almost had it. If we just had a little more wheel speed, we can probably get this obstacle. Almost. Ah. Oh, I thought we were going to be able to flip back over there. HOG to the rescue. Nope. That was the same kind of move that got me going over cliffs. I think we got this one, though. I think we got it. Another little... Yep. One more climb. I know you got it in you. Come on, little Capra. Yes. Lovely, lovely job. I could see a lot of these, maybe even like a subclass being created just for the mini Capra. Because that's pretty fun. Oh, I rolled it again, but landed on its wheels. All good. Okay, let's go find a new obstacle. Now this is certainly something different for me, where we're just sort of trying things over and over again, seeing what it's like. If this is a style of video that you like to see, by all means, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you get updates anytime I do something like this. It is very cool to see all of these lights. The light bar, headlights, rock lights. It's pretty neat that they included all of those, and it really adds to the overall look and realism of the little tiny buggy. It's also nice that they have all of these upgrades available at the point of release for the vehicle. Even in all this loose stuff, it does a pretty good job, even with some of these larger obstacles. The loose, all the leaves and everything, it's a little stout little vehicle. You have to keep in mind, it's pretty tiny. So the fact that it's doing any of this stuff is pretty good to me. Nice steering radius, pretty tight steering, especially once you've added those overdrive gears. And look at it just climb over stuff. That's pretty great. That was an impressive little climb. I think with shock tuning, perhaps some lighter weight oil, I think it would probably do even better on some of these more extreme obstacles. But once it finds a little bit of grip, it does pretty good. I don't think you can really fairly put the Capra and the TRX4M in the same category. While they are labeled both as 18th scale, the Capra is substantially larger. And I would not consider it to be, oops, yeah, all right, attempt number 2. I would not consider it to be in the same category. The TRX4M is definitely a mini RC crawler, emphasis on trail capability, I'd say, whereas this is going to be a more traditional rock crawler. Excellent, yeah. The great thing about this location is that it's so varied. You know, you got these nice big rocks. You've also got some nice dirt paths and routes to traverse over. So there's a little bit of everything for all scales. I've driven, you know, this is probably the smallest thing I've driven here. This is pretty tight. I don't know if we're gonna make this one. Oh, shocker. That was great. I've driven the SCX6s here, I've driven 10 scale stuff here, and now I've driven these little tiny ones here too. And there's always something new to explore. No matter how many times you come, there's another rock you haven't quite conquered or you haven't driven on, and it's always, especially with a smaller little truck like this, there's a lot more challenges. Let's get, come on, get up there. No. Hey, all right. Rolled right back over. Nice. There we go. Get those overdrive gears working to our advantage here. Uh-oh. Now I've done it. Yeah! All right, nice. I've also got that upper link riser installed as well. All kinds of upgrades available right away. Now, of course, your performance may vary depending on the wheel tire package that you run. I'm pretty pleased with this 1.9 Hyrax. I wasn't expecting, to be honest. I did bring the stock wheels and tires as well, because I wasn't entirely convinced that this was a good idea. I thought I might be taxing the motor and transmission a little bit by putting such a large tire on it, but it seems to be handling it just fine. Great articulation, as you can see, and nice steering radius, portal axles. It really is the full package, just smaller. So anybody claiming that this is just a toy hasn't driven one. And I'm pretty pleased overall. Certainly better than I thought it was going to be. Like I'm genuinely surprised by what it's capable of. So if that isn't an endorsement, I don't know what is. Will I be upgrading the running gear? Yes. I can see myself going with a Holmes style, maybe even a revolver, and one of their micro ESCs or mini ESCs, because it could use a little more power at this size even. But I'm impressed. Of the two liveries, I would definitely go for the Fox one over the green and black one. I like the gray cage, and I just like how this one looks. Just a much better looking truck to me. Decent runtime so far too. The SLT2 remote isn't too bad. Easy to drive one-handed and small, but small is good for this size of truck in my opinion. There we go. Nice job, little Capra. Good drag brake too. Look at that. It's good. So windy. Now again, of course, this is an upgraded truck. A lot of upgrades put into it, so it is increasing its price point too. I mean, that's just natural and part of the hobby, unfortunately, that you know, sometimes to extract the best performance out of a vehicle, you got to spend a little bit more. And the pricing for this is a little bit out of whack, in my opinion, unfortunately. It's a little bit more money than I think people probably hoped it would be, considering it's labeled as 1/18 up against competition that's, you know, what is it, like close to $100 cheaper? Certainly that's going to change people's opinions, and I understand that completely. But if you're looking for a fairly capable 18th scale crawler that can make mincemeat out of some 10th scale crawlers, this might be a great option to start with. I'm getting a little too dangerously close to the cliffs, so we're going to back it up a little bit, take a few more runs here, and I think we'll call it a day with the Capra UTB18. This was surprising, and obviously, like I said, it's upgraded, so it's not the box stock rig, but didn't take very much to make it pretty darn capable. Let's see if we can get up that area. Let's see if we can make this happen again here. Yes, no! I think that's the key right there, is getting that front passenger. Yes. Oh, I had it. I had it. I think if you came up this side, whoa. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Magic. All right, guys, that's gonna do it. That's my first look at the UTB18 Axial Capra with a multitude of upgrades. Thanks so much.